Okay, we're getting after it right away. I want to go through some of the terminology that you're going to be exposed to within our coaching platform. And so all of the programming that we set out and plan for our clients and our athletes will have something in it within tempo and RPE and RIR. And when you see these terms, I want you to understand what they mean, because the coaching instructions just generally and the exercises that they apply to will have these terms to help you understand what we should actually be feeling within each of these movements before, during, and after. And so this is going to be helpful in monitoring the intensity and also making sure that we feel good within the movements and understand how hard we're actually working, so we limit the number of issues along the way, and we actually know that we're doing enough to reach the goals, the fitness goals that you have. And so the first one I want to go through is tempo. And so tempo is essentially the speed of the movement that you're going to be doing. And the notation is going to be essentially what it is here. There's 4 numbers that are spaced with colons. And so the first number, this says 3, and then it's 1, and then 3, and then 1. All this is saying is that through the moving phases of each exercise, I want you to be moving about 3 seconds down and up and pausing for 1 second at each transition. So what that looks like for a squat at a 3-1-3-1 tempo is that I'm going to go down for 3 seconds, 2, 3, pause for a second, come up, 2, 3, pause for a second before going into the next rep. And so this is a common notation that you'll see throughout the programming, and there is a reminder of what this actually means within the coaching instructions before each workout they're going to be doing. RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion. Essentially, what that is saying is that on a scale of 0 to 10, how challenging was that movement, or how challenging was that circuit, or how challenging was that sprint on whatever cardio equipment we may be using. And so it's scaled from 0 to 10, and 10 out of 10 means that you completely went all out and were 100% gassed and you failed within that movement. Not in a negative way. It was just so challenging that you could not do another rep. And so a lot of times we're going to be working within the 7 to 8 out of 10 RPE. If you don't know what that RPE is for you specifically, you will eventually. However, that's also why we have RIR, or reps in reserve. So we're going to use a combination of RPE and RIR in each exercise or movement that it applies to, and that will be notated again in your coaching instructions and in each exercise for where you should be and what you should be feeling. And so RIR being reps in reserve, if I'm asking you to do a movement, let's say a squat, at a 7 out of 10 RPE, I want you to have about 3 reps in the bank. What that means is I just tempoed squats, 3 seconds down, pause, 3 seconds up, pause for, let's say, 7 reps to keep it simple. After I rack the weight, I'm like, maybe I could have done about 3 more reps. So that keeps you at a 7 out of 10 RPE. If I say I want you at an 8 out of 10 perceived exertion or RPE, then that means you have about 2 reps in the bank before actually failing completely. Where you will actually start to learn where your RPE and RIR are is in situations where we're doing heavier compound lifts and you're getting to the point where you cannot do another rep. And so once you find that 10 out of 10 RPE, you'll understand, okay, now I know where is my top, where is the most intensity I can give within this movement, and then we can kind of reverse engineer from there to understand at this load, I could probably do 5 or so reps before I'm at a 7 out of 10 RPE or 8 out of 10 RPE, and I can gauge that based off of how many reps I feel like I have in reserve. So it's a little bit nuanced and it's specific to you, but I want you to be intentional about where you see this within the workout program. And I want you to ask questions and take videos and send them to me so that you and I are on the same page for being able to use these terms correctly to keep you safe within our programming.